Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. Stand up for your country. Well, summer's half over. As you get older, this becomes a little bit of an alarming circumstance. I'm looking at my calendar this morning going, what is going on? It was just July 4th, and it'll be August in 2 weeks. But there's nothing you can do. However, I do make the most of every day because nothing is guaranteed. But summer, I wish it would slow down. But we continue to work very hard here, much too hard for any summer. The living is not easy here on BillO'Reilly.com and in our worldwide precincts. We are on the case, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points Memo. So the two most important stories for Americans right now are Russia and China. The economy is usually number one, but we cannot define the economy. I'll get into a little bit of that later on the broadcast. We don't know whether Trump's tariffs are going to work. We don't know what direction the consumer spending, which is always the most important thing about the U.S. economy, is going to take. Mixed signals. So we can't even discuss it without, guessing and all of this conjecture, which is just a total waste of your time. I will never waste your time. So Russia obviously is in the forefront. And the Epstein case, which is getting a lot of media attention, it's not an important story per se, but it is on how the Trump administration handles that story. Okay, there's a delineation there. And I did a big thing yesterday on News Nation last night, and I'm not going to do anything on it today because there's nothing new. I will read some of your letters, though, which are very interesting about the Epstein thing. There is a new poll, Harvard-Harris, 2,044 registered voters, fair sample. Question number one, do you think Russia's Vladimir Putin generally wants to end the war in Ukraine or is playing games and stalling with the USA and the West? Wants to end the war, 27. Playing games, 73. You think Ukraine, Zelensky, wants to end the war, playing games. Wants to end the war, 61. Playing games, 39. That's pretty high, 39 number. Third question. Should the Trump administration continue to provide weapons to Ukraine and impose further economic sanctions on Russia? Continue to provide the weaponry, 65%. No, 35%. So about 35% of Americans don't really want to have anything to do with this thing. And I'm going to deal with that tomorrow in a bigger segment. Next question, do you think Donald Trump has been too tough, not tough enough? About right when dealing with Putin. Too tough, 9. Not tough enough, 60. About right, 31. Are you satisfied on how Trump is managing to end the war between Ukraine and Russia? Satisfied, 47. Dissatisfied, 53. Okay. So this is an issue, Russia, Putin, that has disagreement among Americans, which is fine. All right? And it is absolutely fine. Because we are spending billions of dollars to protect that country, Ukraine. And the way Trump did it yesterday was fairly clever. So NATO is going to pay us. We'll send them the weapons, and NATO will send them to Zelensky. So we're not giving it away anymore. Under Biden, we gave it away. All right, just so you know. Now, perhaps the best pundit on television news these days is Brit Hume. So you remember in the glory days of Fox News, it was Charles Krauthammer, it was Hume, it was me, it was Tony Snow. I mean, these heavyweights, not me, I'm not bragging, but, if you Google Krauthammer or O'Reilly, you'll see some really fiery debates. And that's gone. Okay, and I don't know really why it's gone, but the only survivor at Fox News is Brit Hume, who is a very smart guy, seen it all, and he's an honest man. Roll the tape.
It's clear from what the president himself has said, although he wouldn't put it this way, that he got played by Putin. and it dragged on for months. And he was being jollied along under the impression that Putin had obviously given him that Putin wanted to end the war and was prepared to negotiate from where we are. And it's pretty clear now that Putin didn't want to end the war where we are. He had more conquest in mind, and perhaps wanted his whole original purpose of taking Ukraine to be fulfilled.
Well, I think you made one mistake in that analysis by using the word played. Okay, so Trump wanted to believe that Putin would come to the peace table. And remember, okay, people believe what they want to believe. And the president is no exception to that. And he had that belief based upon his 4 years in his first term when Putin really didn't cause a lot of trouble. Okay, the Crimea thing was under Obama, the Ukraine invasion was under Biden, and Trump said to himself, look, you know, this guy and I have a relationship. I think I can get him to the table. And that was a big theme of Trump's campaign. I'll end the Ukraine war. It never would have started had I been president, on and on, you know. But played is really not the right word here. So when you have an issue that is this dangerous, Putin's a dangerous man, okay? You've got to give him more space than you would the mullahs of Iran, for example. So we can bomb Iran anytime we want. We can wipe them off the face of the earth. They can't do anything to us. We can't bomb Putin because he can bomb us back. And everybody dies. It's a far more dangerous situation. China is a far more dangerous situation than North Korea. And I know you know this, but I have to state it. So it wasn't about being played. It was about Trump trying his hardest to get Putin to be rational. And Trump failed. But it wasn't Trump's fault. He had to try if he wants to go down in history as a responsible president. He had to. I know Putin better than anybody. And when you read Confronting Evil, which will be out in September, you'll see we trace him back to when he was a little kid. Putin's a psychopath. He wants to kill people. He enjoys killing people. His whole war machine doesn't attack Ukrainian forces. It attacks civilians, babies, hospitals. Those are war crimes. Putin doesn't care how many babies he kills. So when you're dealing with somebody like that, that's a special circumstance. But again, because the man has nuclear weapons and can cause unbelievable turmoil in the world, death and destruction all over the place, you got to give him a little room, which Trump did. But now that's over. And Trump, I think, made a pretty good deal yesterday by the way he got the weapons thing up and coming, because it's not our responsibility as Americans to fund this whole thing. You know, everybody's got to chip in here. And that's how Trump did it. And I thought that was very good. Press will never give him, ever in a million years, any credit for it. And the polling, you know, people who really don't understand the danger here. There's a lot of danger. Okay, so the key to breaking Putin is the banks. Now, I don't know whether Trump is going to sanction the banks that do business with Moscow. I don't know. I would have done it a while back. What that means is any bank in the world that does business with Putin and Russia is sanctioned, boycotted. China's not going to obey that, okay? But Putin doesn't want the yuan, the Chinese money. He wants dollars. Everybody wants dollars or Swiss francs. They don't want euros. Okay, two currencies, Swiss francs, US dollar. If Trump said, look, you're a bank and you're in, you know, Qatar, you're in Saudi Arabia, and you do business with, well, we're cutting you off. And we're freezing all the oligarchs' money and all the generals' money all over the world. We're freezing their accounts. Putin be in trouble. And that's what should happen, and that's a memo. We will follow it. Obviously, I'm on top of this thing. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles, and your equity is a target. Criminals forge your signature. Just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered up with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Please use my promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you will get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code BILL. Netherlands, you been there? Not one of my favorite countries, kind of flat. Amsterdam, interesting town for like 2 days, but there's, pot people running all over the place. But Amsterdam is worth seeing. And then I rode down to Belgium, and it's okay. But they are rationing electricity. They don't have enough electricity. Now, in Holland, in the summer, it's hot, but it's not crazy hot. But in the winter, you freeze your butt off. So they don't have enough power to certify that 18 million Dutch people, citizens, will get their homes heated or cooled. They don't have enough power. Why? Because they knocked out all of the fossil fuel stuff and they went to alternative. Okay? And the electric grid can't keep up with it. So now it's a big deal. They don't have enough power in the whole country. Okay, fast forward to California. 67% of the energy generated in the Golden State, the largest state in the union, as you know, is clean energy. Sounds good, right? Okay, 67%. And unlike Texas, we have big trouble with the wind and the clean energy stuff. Big trouble there. California hasn't had that many. They have a few rolling blackouts, okay? But it's not crazy trouble. However, it's so expensive that electricity in California is double the average of the rest of this country. Double. And if you live in New York, where I live, my electric bill this month, June, was $1,200 just to air condition the house. If I were in California, I'd be paying $2,500 because of the alternative energy. Now, I like clean energy, but you can't impoverish people to cool or heat their homes. And California is doing that. Since 2015, 10 years ago, all fossil fuel electricity, all of that doubled. Doubled. And if you're renting, that means the landlord's going to pack that on. That's why people are moving out of California. Hello, Gavin Newsom. And my message of the day is on Newsom. He's begun his presidential campaign. BillO'Reilly.com message, read it. You'll get a kick out of it. All right, summer flying delays. Now, this is another one. So there are a lot of thunderstorms yesterday on the East Coast. So New York airport shut down. Florida airport shut down. Chaos. 11,000 flights were delayed yesterday in the United States. 11,000. 2,100 canceled. That's 15,000 flights didn't get off the ground. Okay? Because of thunderstorms. Now, in the winter, we have snowstorms. In the summer, we have thunderstorms. In the fall, we have wind. I'm telling you, if you don't have to fly, drive. Because you are going to get hammered. Inflation. So all the headlines are inflation is up and this and that. You know how much it's up? 0.3%. Annually, below 3%. It's a great inflation report. Listen to media, you never know that. Oh, Trump's tariffs. Oh, it's bull. They're just lying to you. Now, maybe in the fall, inflation will go up. I don't know. But just report accurately, just for once. Here's a chart. I got a chart. I love charts. Remember Rove with the charts? All right, here's my chart. I'm going to read this to you. You'll find it interesting, I think. Non-alcoholic beverages, that's soda and stuff like that, iced tea, up 1.4%. Fuel up 1.3%. In my neighborhood, gas is down, about $1 a gallon. Electricity up 1%. Fruits and vegetables, 9%. This is in June. Hospital services up 0.7%. Tobacco, nobody smokes, it's up 0.5%. Food away from home, restaurants up 0.4%. And then down, meat, poultry, fish, and eggs down 0.1%. Airline fares down a little bit. Cereal, bakery down a little bit. Dairy down a little bit. New vehicles down 0.3. Remember the hysteria? No, you can't buy a car. Down. Used cars down almost 1%. Okay. Smart life, rising costs. So you have to be smart now, or you're just going to waste your money. Hotel prices are the worst. They're the worst. Up 25% in 10 years. Okay? Airfare down 20% over 10 years. Airfare is down. But they punish you when you go on the plane. Okay, you got to sit in the seat and your knees are hitting your chin. Rental cars, this is a scandal, up 30% because they got to pay Tom Brady. 30% for rental cars. My God. Restaurants eating out up 50%. Now, I eat out because I can't cook. But I will not. And here's my litmus test. How much a burger costs. So I told you last week there is a restaurant in Amagansett, Long Island on the East End, $34 for a cheeseburger. Not going. I'll pay $14, $15. And you got to throw fries in. That's what I'll pay. Any more than I know I'm getting ripped off. Okay? So that, I just look at the menu, I just see that. And most of these restaurants on Long Island, they're 25, 26. I'm not doing it. I'll barbecue it. I could throw the patty on the barbecue. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about. That if the American consumer drives the economy, says no to unfair pricing, the pricing has to come down. Now, I can afford it, but I'm not going to do it. It's a matter of principle. Smart life. Kids, this is out of England. They're turning to AI chatbot. I have no idea what that is, but apparently kids are talking to AI chatbot. 64% are involved with the chatbots. 35% say the chatbot is their friend. That's going to rise. So kids don't want other friends, real friends, because when you have a friend, you have conflict. You don't like the friend, you have dinner, but the chatbot, you can talk to the chatbot talks right back to you. Keep your eye on this. And it's parenting. It's parenting. You've got to have your kids socialized. Stay in history, July 15, 2006, Twitter launched. Okay, 19 years ago. Now, originally, Jack Dorsey was the guy and became a billionaire, and he and a few other guys put out Twitter. In 6 years, 100 million people all over the world were using Twitter, but it was still losing money. All right, even though they had 100 million users. The first year it became profitable was 2018. All right, 12 years after it was released. But then it became real popular. In 2019, Twitter made $3.5 billion in profit. Whoa. And then it began censoring stuff for political reasons, like the Hunter Biden laptop and all of that. And that incensed Elon Musk. So he bought it. And $44 billion Musk paid for it. Musk runs it now. It turned it into X. And here we are. Now, I'm on Twitter, and we use it all the time, to get our message out. It's at Bill O'Reilly. So, get us. We put on really good things. So Twitter began 19 years ago today. America is more dangerous than ever. With violent crime on the rise, while you could rely on a firearm, using deadly force today can land you in court, costing you years and your life savings, trying to prove you acted in self-defense. FBI data shows 99.9% of all altercations do not require lethal force. That's why smart Americans are turning to Burna. Proudly made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Burna's less lethal self-defense launchers are trusted by law enforcement, private security, more than 600,000 citizens. Burna launchers fire kinetic rounds and powerful tear gas or pepper projectiles, able to stop a threat up to 60 feet away. No background checks, no waiting periods, delivered right to your door. Take control, be ready. Visit Burna.com today. That's BYRNA.com, or head to your local Sportsman's Warehouse. It wasn't supposed to get this bad. You were on top of your bills, then inflation hit. Prices up 26% from just a few years ago. It's not your fault. You've fallen into debt. But there's a smarter and easier way out. It's called Done with Debt. They don't push loans or bankruptcy on you. Done with Debt are negotiators who go head-to-head with your credit card and loan companies. They have one goal: to reduce or eliminate your debt altogether. Done with Debt moves very fast. Most clients see more money in their pocket by month one. But hurry, because some of their debt erasing strategies are time sensitive. Don't make another bill payment until you talk to a Done with Debt strategist. It's free. So please visit donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Okay, I want you to sign up for our YouTube channel, more than 1 million subs. It's free. And we have good commentary. Man, Donnie, you may not care because you don't live in New York, but boy, this guy's dangerous. And that's what I'm talking about. YouTube.com/Bill O'Reilly. We hope you sign up. It's different than the No Spin News. We don't cross over. All right, the mail, we got a concierge member named Brent. And now Brent has access to me and my gang, and we will help Brent. If anything should befall him. Epstein conspiracy theories have become just another mass psychosis. I like that, Brent. Time to focus our time and energy on matters of more consequence. Well, you know that's not going to happen because it's a mystery. Jack, concierge member on BillO'Reilly.com. I'm not sure there are any innocent victims in this. Put out the names and let us common folk decide who should get prosecuted. That's mob rule, Jack. Really want mob rule? You really want the media defining things for you when you know how dishonest the media is? Michael, concierge member, and I don't just pick concierge members. We read the best letters. Where's the transparency we were promised? That's what bothers people. My theory, as I stated previously, is that the Democrats are not pushing for the release of the files because Bill Clinton was involved, and the Republicans are not releasing the files because Trump may be involved. Clinton, I don't know about. Okay, Trump, if he were involved under Biden, they certainly would have released that information. Certainly. Remember, Biden administration had all of the Epstein files or whatever they are for 4 years. Okay? Ralph, concierge member. We got a lot of them, but we're busy. Ralph says, why, after all these years, should Congress pass a new immigration law? What's wrong with the one we have? It doesn't work because Biden destroyed it. Biden let in 12 to 15 million foreign nationals. Just let them in. So the immigration law doesn't work anymore because what do you do with them? You can't deport them all. You can't. Impossible. So you need new laws. And the top thing that Congress should do is every undocumented migrant in the country right now has to register with the federal government. Everyone. And if you don't, you're out of here immediately. No detention, gone. Soon as they get you. That's number one of the new law. And then they go down the list. Dreamers this, whatever it may be. That's democracy. John Ward, Charlotte, North Carolina. Many Trump haters in my life are dear friends. And they try to shame me for voting for the man. Well, they're not dear friends then. John, I'm sorry to break it to you. Your vote is your privilege. Your right. Anybody trying to shame you? Not your friend. You might explain that to him. George Anderson, Freeland, Maryland. Hey, Bill, I heard somewhere, perhaps on the No Spin News, that Putin was the richest person on earth. Yes, you heard it here. And when you read, George, as I know you will, Confronting Evil, you will see exactly how he assembled all that money. He's the richest person on the planet. Ruth Brock, Jordan Valley, Israel. Bill, what's your assessment of the situation in New York City if Mandani is elected mayor? I believe the stock exchange and Wall Street would have to move. Not going to move. But a lot of people who work on Wall Street will. Ruth, there'll be a flight out of New York City, big time. But they're not going to move the stock exchange out of the city. That's inconceivable. But it'll be disaster if that man takes over as mayor. Think San Francisco. At one time, one of the greatest cities in this country. Now, a hellhole. That would be 10 times worse in New York. Patricia, Mr. O'Reilly, overall, a good Monday program. Thank you for watching, Patricia. Regarding your final thought, protecting yourself, excellent. You got to do it. You got to protect yourself. You can't be broke when you're 65. You can't not pay your taxes. You can't pay attention to the people who might hurt you. You can't invest money on the internet. You can't. Get the word out. All right. We have a store, and you know that, on BillO'Reilly.com. And in that store, we have many amusing items, good items, great gifts all year round. Confronting Evil, you can pre-order it. It'll out September 9th, coming up fast. Cindy Adams wrote a great article about it today in the New York Post. I will discuss that tomorrow with you. But you can pre-order from us. You'll get it first. If you become a premium or concierge member, you get it free. That is a great deal. Okay? And then we have a newsletter. So we have free YouTube channel and a free newsletter. Okay? And then every morning on the newsletter, go right into your phone. You get my message of the day, okay, column, and all the highlights that we did the night before, the day before. It's great. Sign up for the newsletter. It's free. Word of the day, do not be a Philistine when writing to us. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town, please, if you wish to opine. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.